Moving on, Kenyans should brace themselves for tougher economic times ahead if the ongoing war in the Middle East persists. The government has now warned that fuel prices could rise in the coming weeks if the war pitting Iran on one side and Israel and the United States on the other continues. Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi says while prices remain stable for now, the global situation poses a real threat to the cost of living. Grace Nganga with the details.
Speaking before the National Assembly's Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning, Mbadi said the government is taking temporary measures to cushion consumers even as global oil markets remain volatile. Globally, oil prices have already surged amid fears of supply disruptions, with key shipping routes under threat raising concerns about prolonged instability in fuel supply.
What is the worst case scenario we're looking at?
The amount that we need to stabilize the fuel prices to zero adjustments, every month we could be spending about 14 billion.
Mbadi assured that Kenya currently has sufficient fuel stocks and that pump prices are not expected to rise within the next 2 months. As of March 30th, 2026, the country held 138,623 metric tons of super petrol, 207,841 metric tons of diesel, and 150,398 metric tons of jet fuel, with additional shipments expected between March and July to boost supply. To maintain stability, the government will deploy the Fuel Stabilization Fund to cushion consumers and ensure steady supply in the short term.
Given the expected significant spike in fuel prices, this remaining balance could be used to stabilize fuel prices over a 3-month period, after which the fund would be exhausted if the conflict persists.
He added that the government-to-government, popularly G2G fuel import arrangement, continues to help lower import costs and stabilize the market.
So our suppliers, especially the ones we have G2G arrangements with, are actually loading in other areas that are not affected, like Europe and India.
However, Mbadi noted that the current pricing cycle will remain unchanged, meaning oil marketing companies under the agreement will absorb global price shocks.
They may be affected a little bit, only that we are going to intervene sufficiently to make sure that prices don't rise.
The government is also considering reviewing VAT on fuel to protect consumers without increasing the tax burden on essentials. Despite these changes, Mbadi warned that the situation could change if the conflict persists, potentially pushing fuel prices higher and forcing a downward revision of Kenya's projected 5.3% economic growth.
Currently, we have put up a team together to calculate how much VAT we are collecting at the current prices and ring-fencing that, and any additional increase, we don't charge VAT.
Grace Nganga, KTN.
Now, 3 Kenyans have died